Today we're going to do a bodice, a sleeveless bodice, okay? And we're going to put a collar on this bodice, so I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's begin. We're going to get our pen tool here, and we're going to draw out the pattern of this bodice, okay? Now we're going to go to our select move tool, we right click, and we're going to do just a symmetric pattern here. Then we're going to choose one of these patterns here and we're going to right click, copy and paste it. Right click again, paste. And the reason we're doing this is we're going to make the back pattern from this. It's one of the ways you can do it. Then you click on the edit pattern tool here. You click on this middle line, right click, and you set a symmetry axis. So here we have our back pattern and we're just gonna put it to the back. Here, if you want to double check to see if it's on the right side or the wrong side, here you see it's on the wrong side. So you right click and you flip it vertically, horizontally, that is. So we're going to begin segment sewing. And we're not really going to, well, we can sew up a part here of the front. That's what we can do. So in order to do that, we'll have to add a point. So what we can do is this. We can go here, add a point, and we add a point. We can add a point here. Now let's Control Z. Let's add it a little further up here. And that's good enough. So we'll take our segment sewing tool again, and we'll just sew this. So we simulate, and here it is. So I think that's better. Let's check this. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just make this bodice a little bit larger. So with the select move tool selected, we just draw out the rectangular box, double click in the center, oops. And here we can just make it wider. Simulate, and here it is. So it's a bit wider. So now we want to prepare this bodice for a collar, okay? Maybe you may think here, the back neckline here, that it's a little, you want to make it a little curvier. So what we can do is this. First, we can remove this symmetry axis. And then we can remove this point. We just delete it or even convert it to a curve point. So it's slightly curved already for us. So here we have our bodice, more or less. So we're not going to leave it all the way open, but up to that part. Now, to put this collar on, we want to measure and we need proper measurements. For example, with the edit pattern tool selected, let's see, the back neckline, it's like 15.40. And the front neckline is 7.69 here and 7.69 here, symmetric, right? So we're going to do 15.40 plus 7.69 plus 7.69. And that comes up to 30.78. So what we're going to do now is going to get our rectangular tool We find it always here. And we need a width of 30.78. So left click in the window like that. And width, where it's written width, 30.78. The height, about 10. And we click OK. So here we have, we select move tool selected. We can move our rectangular panel, and this is for the color. So we move it and we put it the back here. We're going to right click and flip it horizontally because it was on the wrong side. So if you look carefully, very carefully, pay attention, this is when I click here, for example, you see in the 3D window, it shows up here. Okay, so this is the position here of that where I'm indicating. Okay, and also here, this is the position I'm indicating. And the reason I'm saying this, it's because we want to sew the color onto the neckline, maybe in a similar way we do it when we maybe take it to the sewing machine. Okay, let's check out this panel here. We click here, but mind you, the dot, it's over here. Okay, this here corresponds to the dot here, and I click here. So try to be oriented, try to understand on what position the pattern pieces are in, because this is going to be very useful later on. Because what we want to do is we want to practically, you see the edge here, if we begin from this edge here, okay, like here where the arrow is indicating, and we go here slowly here, then the pattern piece, we would want to begin sewing the color from this edge here, from this point here. So in to be practical, if you had to sew this, you would just place this on top of this. Okay, so just think of this being placed on top of this, and you putting it if you sew at all, you put it under the sewing machine, under the presser foot, and you sew. So this is what we have to take into consideration. We go first, so first, then we'd have to go here, and we're going to be using the MN free sewing machine, free sewing, that is. So we're going to have to go here and here. So look at the 2D window while I'm doing this, so you understand. And then we're going to have to go to the back, okay, because it's going to be sewn here, here, and at the back. And then we have to go to the back. So it goes from here to the back. And then we come here, okay? So remember, you start here, you go here, this part here, you go around. Okay, I'll just turn it around so you can understand, like that. You go around, and then what you do is you come down this part, you come down here, and then you, of course, you click and then you press enter. This is for the MN sewing tool. But moreover, just to show you, just to orient you into in the direction you're going to be sewing. Then this has to be attached to this, right? So when you press enter, then you go here, which is going to be corresponds to here, this part here. If you really have a lot of confusion, you can also rotate the pattern pieces, because then if that it's going to be easier for you, you can do it. So this, and then you go here, and then you press enter. So there we can begin. So with the MN sewing free sewing tool selected, we can go like this. First, select it. Okay. First, you click here, you drag, you click again. Then remember we went over here, we click, we drag, we click again. And then we have to go here, we click, we drag, we click again, but we press enter. So already the sewing relationship for that is being developed. Now we have to sew it on to this part. We go up here and we said, okay, we had to choose, select this part because it's on the same direction and the same area. We click, we drag, we click again, press enter. You press enter and then the sewing relationship is developed. We'll double check here in the window. I'm going to use the select just to select to show that, you see, everything, nothing's twisting and everything is fine. And then what you do is you simulate, and here we are. And here we have our color. Okay, we've sewn it on, and then we just we adjust it. In other videos, I'm going to show you how you can adjust this even better. But here today, we're just going to concentrate on sewing on the color and practicing with the free sewing tools. So here it is. Now we'll take off simulation, and I'd like to show you how you can do it also in the 3D window. So let's go to Control Z. Control Z again, Control Z, Control Z, and we taking away the sewing relationship. So I'm going to just put the pattern piece, lift it a bit, okay. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to select the avatar, click on the avatar at any point, right click, and here you see hide avatar. Because I'd like to show you how you can just sew this in the 3D window in an easy way. So what we do is we can slightly lift the pattern piece like that, just like that, like this. Okay, so it's moved slightly. And we're going to go back now to our MN free sewing tool. Here again, we're going to start always from this edge, or you can even start from this edge, no problem, but let's start from this edge. So we're going to start, we click once, we click again at the end, at that point, we click at this point, we go all the way around, we click here, we click here, we go here, we click, and then we press enter. Now we go up to the color piece, we click, and then we go all the way down. We click once, and then we press enter, and here the sewing relationship is developed. Now to bring back the avatar, we can just right click here in the window, not on the pattern, in the window, and it show all avatars. Click on that and she's back. Simulate, and here you have your color again. So you decide. You prefer to do it that way, this way, you know, whatever it comes easier for you. Now I want like to show you how last thing how you maybe move the patterns. Just easy moving. For example, this color here, you can click on it, and here, if you notice, there is this first there is this linear arrow, and here there's this rounded arrow icon with the arrow at both ends. So with a rounded icon with the arrow at both ends, you could just easily turn this pattern piece. Just turn it, okay? If it's more convenient for you this way, you turn it, no problem. You turn it back, you turn it the way you want to. And that's another problem. Another thing you can do, if, for example, I wanted to put one pattern piece on top of another because maybe it's going to help me understand better for some reason, the sewing directions, what I want to do. Let's, for example, say I want to put this front pattern piece on top of the back pattern piece. What you do is you select it with the Select Move tool, right click, and here you see in this dialog box here, order. Okay, you want it brought forward, to the front, sent backwards, or to the back. So here, what we want to do is in the meanwhile, let's put it, we're going to include it here. We have to do that first because, okay. The way it is here, it's highlighted, but it's to the back. We want it to the front. So we want the front to come to stay, towards the, on top of the back pattern. The front pattern that rests on top of the back pattern. Right click again. And here with order, we want to bring it forward. And here it's brought forward. So we have this right on top of the back pattern. And sometimes you may want, it's going to be very useful because maybe in even trying to sew these the color on, you can be more oriented and say, oh, here is the back, this is the front. Okay, it's easier if I maybe coordinate things this way. So that's it for now. And we're going to also, in future videos, speak about these commands. Okay? So thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.